Oh, finally more Pillars of
We'll take
Eternity.
those farmers by
Indeed.
surprise. Almost time. Die in head. Don't worry. The tribes need you. Were right.
Excuse me, had to fix my mic. I hope it wasn't too loud. So now we're gonna go to Maerwald. Haven't played for a while, so was a bit scrappy, but was alright. Didn't get into that door there, so should have snuck up on these guys. But yeah, I just reloaded my quick save after quite some time and didn't think of going into sneak mode.
I can't move.
So these spiders can be charmed. It's always the easiest fights of all.
Oh.
The thing about charm is it only costs 10 focus. It can last for quite some time, and
Yes.
if you have a situation like this where there are bigger and smaller enemies, the bigger enemies will do so much damage, and also obviously they take damage getting attacked by their bodies. So even going ahead and charming two of these guys here, not really in sight of the big one, so I'll just settle for that small one there which got raped instantly. And now there's room for... no, not yet, okay. I thought maybe there's room now for my Chanter. But the good thing about the Chanter is still accumulates phrases and still has the endurance drain charm, and also in this case the frighten charm. So even if the Chanter is not in range, still useful. Also healing.
Oh.
Got the phantom out there. In these kind of fights you could also use the Rot Ward amulet to reduce poison ticks, but
Indeed. Silence surrounds
not
me.
really necessary. And there we get a nice drop. I didn't really look at the random loot table this time, but Boots of Stability is what we needed for the Chanter anyway, so that's awesome. Yeah, I think I'm not really gonna look at the random loot table a lot anymore because I have gotten a lot of good items. I'm gonna get the other Gauntlets of Accuracy in Redrick's Hold as soon as I've reached the right day in the in-game calendar. But other than that, I'm not really gonna gun for any special items. Got the kill on the priest there instantly, that was very nice. So this is always my routine when I go into the stronghold. I only clear out this room to get to Maerwald. I don't really care for the other rooms quite yet. Especially since in this run I want to get the last companion, Grieving Mother, as a substitute for my Cypher. So no need to tarry. it is quite a long,
I shall be quiet as a calm sea.
quite a long way to get her.
Not very.
Compared to Kana, you get Kana right at the start without really doing anything, and you have to fight your way through this to get to Grieving Mother, so once again, she will have a higher level than my Cypher. She will have lower accuracy, slightly lower damage, but the accuracy will be kind of balanced by... Yeah, and here I reloaded, balanced by the higher level. Here I reloaded because I had to go off screen. I also... Shut up! Let me talk you for a second. I also wasn't sure whether... I'm just gonna talk over him. I wasn't sure whether I should rest or not. In the end, resting would have been slightly more safe, but decided not to rest. Also important to get the 2 points into Passionate and 1 point into Clever in this conversation, and obviously not to pick Rational or Stoic. As a Dakosi, well, if you take another order, then to look for those dialogue choices. And in this fight you can both charm Maerwald and the Blights, but I found it better to charm the Blights, because you can't really charm Maerwald for long. His will is too high. You only charm him for like 2 seconds, and also when the Blights explode they do some damage to him as well, so he attacks them, but at the same time he damages himself, so that's kind of cool. And yeah, already the health on Kana, I'm sorry, the Shanta is pretty low. So if you're not careful and haven't rested before this, he will most likely go down since his defenses are weak. And I'm just gonna go ahead and charm the small flame bard as well. And the good thing is, when you charm the flame blights, you can attack Maerwald with your ranged weapon, and you can't attack the blights with a ranged weapon. They're immune to pierce, so that's good. And yeah, health of Kana just goes down rapidly. Can heal his endurance here, but his health is still declining too fast. He's gonna go down. I could use potions on him. I think I tried to use it as well, but since also the health goes down, it is kind of a waste. Yeah, I'm trying to get the potion here, but he doesn't recover fast enough to chuck it. And I might have realized a little late that that blight revived. I'm not sure. So yeah, here in this situation, healing hands would have been good, but didn't pick it yet, so whatever, I guess. And Kana goes down. Shame, but doesn't really matter. So yeah, resting before the fight is probably not a bad idea, but it works without it, so it's all good. This always does a lot of damage. There we go, 51 damage. And that was it. Now we only have the blight to worry about. It's kind of stupid because the Cypher now needs to attack in melee, but Cypher has still full health, so it's all good.
Hmm?
Flank it. That's the most important thing. Chug another health potion. Endurance potion, I should say. And yeah, the only thing of my spells that really works on these guys is the Mind Blades because of slash damage. The level 1 spell was electricity damage. The problem about that one is it misses even easier. Oh, this one didn't even miss, this one critted. That's nice. It misses because of reflex, and these guys have high reflex. So I normally don't do this, but this time I drew energy from Maerwald, so I get another item. I don't really know whether I need it. Haven't really planned that far ahead. It isn't really essential to my build, but yeah. It's all good. And Kana wants to talk,
Indeed.
but let's first get the treasure.
Silence surrounds. I can get it to spill its secrets. It's done.
And sometimes when I go into sneak mode,
I can get it to spill its
I go to my
secrets. It's
desktop for some weird reason. So that's when the screen flickers and looks like I was out of the game or something for a second. That's when I wanted to sneak.
Cruel fate.
Of course.
Alright, so now we can finally move on to the second area in the game. That makes a huge difference, as most people probably know. A lot more merchants, a lot more quests, a lot more freedom, and you get the stronghold. In the beginning, the stronghold is so awesome because of the curio shop and the botanic garden. You only need to buy some jewels, and
It saddens me to hear it.
you can buy
My
those in
heart
Defiance
is
Bay.
grateful to no longer have to wait and worry in darkness. This place has always known its master, long as it's had one. It has a will all its own, which has little to do with the castle. And
This
much
music
to
is
do with
always
its
awesome.
built
I
on.
always like to
It looks to
love
me as
to
though
listen
your
to this
successor
music.
now, whether you care for it or not. A dubious honor, inheriting a fortress both broken and cursed. But in the right hands, it could be so much more. If you had only seen it in its day, will you stay?
Alright, let's get that barbican going. I don't know if you have to click through all this to get the quest for the master below. Doesn't really matter, but yeah, I'll just do it anyway. The good thing is that this is instantly fixed, so you can get your next upgrade. You do need the main keep and the western barbican to do all these down here, so as I said, I'll be going for Curio Shop and Botanic Garden, so I'll do the main keep and the Bailey before I do the Western Barbican. You can go in all these rooms now and get some XP for discovering them, but I've never done that. It's like 10 or 30 XP per room, and for me personally it's just a waste of time. There's also some books you can loot and get like 10 copper per book or something at a
I
merchant.
confess, I was hoping our meeting with Maerwald would go a little differently. But then, you have gained an entire keep. I don't think I've seen anyone inherit land that quickly since Kind the Younger read her father's will. It will give you a base from which to go searching at least. And then, there are secrets beneath the keep yet. With you at the helm, it should be easier to explore the endless paths.
So if they are not too chatty, I'll normally try and listen to Kana and Grieving Mother's dialogue. The first dialogue with Grieving Mother was a bit too much for me, so halfway through I ended up skipping some of it. But yeah, I somehow have to get Alos into the keep. I think I just have to hire him and get him into the keep then or something. Gotta figure that out pretty soon. I haven't really played with companions a lot since after my first playthrough. I soloed already and did that for 3 entire playthroughs, so I'm a bit noobish at some of these things. And here you should by all means keep on the road, but I was a little distracted and ran a little too far. And I almost ran into an encounter there because I didn't realize I was going off-road. I wasn't in sneak mode again as well, and then I realized I went over the road, and yeah, there's one of those guys. You don't really want to meet them when you're half dead already. I don't really need to talk to Zagani here, just pick up the Adamus word, however you pronounce that shit. And I always go to Durford first, just to get some free XP and look at the items in the shops.
I shall be quiet as a calm sea, which is not very.
Not really doing any major quests in Durford yet. I think with good equipment, if you equip yourself well in Defiance Bay, you can, with the 3-guy party, you can do almost all Durford quests right at the beginning, but it doesn't make any sense. There's so many free XP in Defiance Bay, so many easy quests, and since levels mean so much,
Silence surrounds me.
there's no reason to. And since this is a tutorial how to get to an invincible party quick and easy, yeah, that's why I decided to skip out on Redrick for now. In the end, it doesn't really serve any purpose in Pride to do these challenges early, which of course you can. You can do many solo early, so obviously you can do with a party of 3. The charm of the cipher is just so ridiculous. So yeah, this quest here, that's always free XP, and also 1 point in Clever, and I think another one in either Clever or Passionate. Yeah, there we go. So yeah, debating whether to max out Passionate first or get the next point in Clever, but I think I'm pretty close to Clever too, so I took Clever in the end. And yeah, not gonna go much further in this video. Just gonna go to the Smith and recruit Grieving Mother, and then I'll do another video. Possibly today. I'm not really held up by having to figure out fights or anything, because as I said, there's so much free XP in Defiance Bay, and I'm gonna grab that first before I do any difficult fights.
Gods keep you.
So there's a few good items here. A problem about this one I'm gonna get as soon as I have enough money because of alacrity of motion. It's just super good to get that once pressed. You can just get rid when you use the spell. You can just put on another armor instead of this. So yeah, the problem about these boots is, yeah, they're boots and there's just too many good items on the boot slot, which are pretty much mandatory. So I'm just buying the voice of the mountaintop, and I can't even use it right now because Kana hasn't got a protection ring yet. But I feel that ring and neck slots are easier to switch around than boots, because you have the boots of speed and you have the boots of grounding. I almost said the, what are they called? The boots of stability. So you can't really use any other boots on your tanks, at least. But probably for the Cypher there will either be boots of speed or can't remember. There's one other important item on the boot slot. And yeah, just gonna get Grieving Mother here, and I don't really love her attributes. They're alright, you can play with them, but there's definitely better attributes. And as soon as my Paladin has reached maximum level, I will get hirelings again. The hirelings then will be level 15 if you recruit them anew. So level 15 is the level you need for the important abilities on Cypher and Shanta. Or for Shanta even level 13 would be enough. And I'm pretty sure until then I've done all the companions quests for Grieving Mother and Kana, so won't be held up by that, I'm sorry. And yeah, those will be those will be spec'd very, very non-defensive.
The eyes of others do not remember. You were the first to see.
I'm just gonna talk over her here. I hope one can hear my voice well. As I said before, this is gonna be a party that uses Cypher Mind Web, and so the defensive stats of the Cypher and the Shanta do not matter at all. So you can go super low on them, and I will then dual wield and yeah, just go full offensive. So since Mind Web gives those two the defenses of the Paladin, and yeah, from that point on the companions will just not be worth it anymore. Their stats, as I said, right now they're not awesome, but then the stats will just be stupid.
I would walk with you, see through your eyes, Watcher, and feel your.
So yeah, I'll have to get rid of the Cypher in the inn. I'll do that next video. Just transfer over all her items to Grieving Mother. Look at her stats for a second, then video will be done. Wow, I'm so slow. Well, there's no hurry. So yeah, we'll gain 2k, which isn't much, but if you always get the level up early, it's just a difference. The accuracy will kind of be same-ish. It's 8 points less in perception, but I think it's 4 accuracy per level that you gain, so it's basically almost always just 2 accuracy difference, which is obviously not that big of a deal. And might, I only had 14 might with my hired cipher anyway, so that's 3 points difference. And yeah, intelligence and dex, it's good that those are high. So yeah, that was it for this video, and see you next time for some Defiance Bay quests.